if you're sick and tired of your team meetings just not working, people just rocking up and getting bored, yawning on a Monday, like we just ran a 3-day intensive with our clients. And, one of the business owners was saying how, Wednesday is the best time to have a team meeting because on Monday and Tuesday, they're not tired. I mean, they're tired and they're just winding up from the weekend. And then Thursday, Friday, they're kind of winding down. I personally hate that. And so I think if you searched for it, he was convinced that there was some studies done on how Wednesday was the best time to have a team meeting. And I just think, well, for me, I just want people that really believe in what we believe, that love doing what we do and love helping our clients. And if you don't, then, there's no warm-up period required. But, look, your team might not be like that, and we want to be able to support them to take on ownership. And so how do we create team meetings that are exciting? How do we create team meetings that actually support our team to be extraordinary? How do we help create team meetings where they're actually better than us at solving problems and making stuff happen? This is what I want to do now. Let's have a look at that. So I'm going to flick over to the iPad because I want to be able to draw some stuff out for you. So that you can have a look at some of the things. So I'm just clearing this screen here because I'm just going to use this. Just imagine this is you, right? You're the horse out the front of the cart. So in the team meetings, this is you. You're standing up and everyone's sitting around the table waiting for you to be able to talk, and they're just yawning. This is you out the front, just leading the pack. But what we want to do is we want to take you, not be the horse out the front of the cart. We want your team to be pulling the business so that you can be the general, looking further ahead and directing the ship the way you want it to be, right? And this is a very effective place for you to be. So this way of running team meetings down the bottom where you stand up the front and they all sit around the table just doesn't work anymore. What we want to do is we want to be able to set up an environment where there's a table and then each person's around the table. What you want to be able to do is you need to be able to come in last, and there needs to be water, there needs to be the snacks, everything ready for you. Okay, so we want to set up the team so that the expectation is they're ready for you to come in and be ready to go. Now, instead of this being you up the front, we want each person to take turns standing up. So this is for me. I'll just put the iPad down. I want to be able to rock up to a team meeting, and sometimes most of the time we do ours online because that's the environment we want to create. You might be doing it face to face. But then, so let's say you walk in and go, okay, great. How was your weekend? How was things? Great. Let's get started. So who's up first? Whereas normally it'd be you that's up first. So, but the question I always say, who's up first? Okay. So let's say Bob or Jane, they might stand up first and they'll follow a certain structure. What have their wins been? What are their challenges? What are their wins? What are their KPIs? How have they gone? What are their challenges in achieving their KPIs? What are some of the solutions that they're going to implement to overcome their challenges to achieve their KPIs? And then they'll open up some questions. So what we do is we set up an agenda where they're responsible for their results. They're responsible for figuring out what's working and what they love. They're responsible for presenting their own KPIs. They're responsible for presenting their challenges and how to overcome it, and then ask you if they've got any other questions. This is what we want. And this is what I'm going to show you today. So just flicking down, this here is what the template that you want to implement so that everything, let's have a look. Your team meetings, your one-on-ones, any kind of trainings, huddles. What we want to do is we want to make sure there's set agendas. What do they need to bring? What do they need to come ready with? This is where we get them and help them to be responsible. What's the agenda? We want to know what their wins are. We want to know what their KPIs are. We want to know what their challenges are and what are the solutions to their challenges. They need to have that prepared before they come. So if you have a look at this template, you can see that instead of being this person that is up the front presenting all the time, reminding them what they need to do and how they need to step up and go to the next level. Let's take a step back. Let's let them run the meeting. But what we need to do first is give them the tools. We need to tell them, this is what you need to bring up the top here. This is what you need to bring. This is the agenda. This is what the ideal outcome will be. And what are the actions? Who's documenting the actions to make sure that we move forward? And it just shouldn't be you. It shouldn't be you being the high performer. So look, I trust this was of value to you. I really believe this is one of the best things you can do to support your team to become extraordinary. Allow them to be responsible. Allow them to run your meeting. You don't need to run the meeting. They are more than capable of running the meeting. You just got to give them the tools first. So look, if you like this idea, somewhere here there is a link for you to be able to download this template. And there's even more things in here, how to set goals, how to set up business structure, team meetings, a lot. Download the template, implement some of these things and get some great results. And I'd love to hear how you went with empowering your team so they can run their own team meetings and you can be that fly on the wall or the support or the expert that's there just in case they need. Till then, see you later.